Welcome to day 4 of Rising Sun previews. Day 4 features debt in funny fashions, which I guess is the new funny fashion is that they come from playing of cards, and so there's a couple of those. There's Root Cellar, where you get +3 cards, +1 action, which is pretty good, and I mean it only costs 3, but it comes with 3 debt, so the stuff you're drawing better be pretty good. And there's Gold Mine, which is +1 card, +1 action, +1 buy. And you may gain a gold and get 4 debt. So this kind of cantrip gold gainer, except that you take 4 debt with it. So if you draw the gold, you can pay off some of that, but it's a little bit tough. We also have Returning Poet as an omen. That looks like that. It's Sickness, which is new today, and that's at the start of your turn you get throttled. Gain a curse onto your deck or you discard 3 cards, so you hope that there's some way to deal with some of those, but there might not be a great way to deal with those. There's actually no trash in here. And then lastly, new, actually I think from the day 3 we have Continue, where you gain a non-attack action costing up to 4. You return to your action phase, you play it. But this costs 8 debt, so it's pretty expensive. Probably want to be doing it early. This board has Village, it has Draw. It's really interesting to see how tough it is to work through the Sickness. Opponent is once again Cave-o-sapien, and they just opened Poet. So it looks like we will be seeing Sickness at some point, especially since I think I'm going to open Poet too, since of our options, it looks like by far the best at getting to where we need to be, which is like getting Bandit Camp, getting Council Room. Even getting Livery in the deck is going to be a pretty big deal here, just because, you probably want those horses. You want to be pretty horse heavy in the deck to stay consistent, especially through everything. No mysteries on the open. I maybe end up getting affected by Sickness first, which is, sad, but oh well. That's what's gonna happen. I'm player 2. I guess here I'm probably just gonna get another silver. Like, I'm kind of hesitant to get too many, but ooh, we're going to have both things miss. That's exciting. This could end up being a very sad short game. But we'll just pick up another Poet. Like, it is Draw. We start to get the curses in. It can draw those. I don't know what our first 5 is going to be. There's Coven sitting right there, which, is okay. I'm not going to say it's anything amazing here. Like, it puts curses in, and like eventually they will run, and your opponent might have more curses if you do the Coven stuff. I'm not sure what actually helps with cycling more than Coven. Like, I could put in a Livery right now, but we could also continue. It would be essentially free. We would continue a Poet. Maybe we'd be able to get that activated next turn. Actually might be what I do. Let's go ahead and continue this Poet and stop there. I guess you can actually do the same thing if you want. Like, if you continue a Poet here, I get the Sickness impact first. Okay, you did not do that, so I'm actually pretty happy that you didn't do that. Just keep picking up more Poets on these 4s. That seems fine. So yeah, like, you're taking the curses. I don't know what I don't know if getting Coven is worth it. I'm also trying to think of what's down here. I guess there's not a silver. If I take a curse, I get right out to the end of the shuffle, and maybe I'll pick up a Coven of my own. We certainly don't feel like we need a second one. I could also take something like a Council Room, like we can Council Room and then continue. And that'll even actually more force the, I guess, whatever's onto deck, curses onto deck. Here I'm going to discard. It's not worth, taking the curse for a 4. And I might discard here also. I guess you're going to go more gold heavy, or actually that wasn't a gold. What's a dual? I guess there's Coven, that's a dual type. There's Poet, that's a dual type. I'm going to discard here, which might be a little bit ambitious. No, it's not. We found the council room. Do I continue here, or do I just take something like a livery and pray for a better next turn? There are options. I mean, it's a pretty good continue. There's a Poet. Yeah, let's go over. We may regret this. Okay, not too bad. We got through a lot of the deck, which is nice to see, as much as the deck is. Oh, Cygnus seriously just discard 3 cards? Yeah, it's discard 3 cards. So this council room thing that I was hoping actually doesn't work. Wait, that was weird. I tried to discard 3 cards. There, confirm discarding. Alright, here I'm not feeling the continue quite so much. I mean, I'd really like to draw. So maybe let's take this one right now. And we'll still depend on continue for the village going forward. I'm getting kind of maybe beat up by the Coven. I'm like seeing this number keeps going down here, and my curses in exile is 4 compared to, I don't know. I have 5 curses to your 2, so that's not exactly amazing. I'm gonna keep trying to keep this going, but it seems like it may be a little tough. Alright, well here's 5. I could take another livery. I think the idea is that we'll take a bandit camp with the next couple. At this point, Coven is just, I mean, it's not worth happening. I don't think. Yeah, you take another curse like that makes me pretty happy. Gonna be real. Am I going to discard here? Or am I going to take that last curse? I'm going to just take the last curse. 7/3. And especially if we're playing the council room, it's not like I'm going to force the curse that way, so I think we should just take it. Alright, here's livery. I can livery, then continue. We could also just take the bandit camp right now with a horse. Decisions to be made. I mean, this is like good stuff. I don't actually really want to shuffle here. Let's just take the bandit camp with a horse. And even seeing it right away makes me pretty pleased, I must say. Now I guess we're just gaining curses to make them look fun. Or we could discard 3 cards. Not sure why we do that, but just pointing out that we could. Alright, continues are happening. Continuation did not get to, yeah. It's like so prohibitively expensive for a lot of things that you'd normally like to do with the extra little bit. I'm not sure how worth it ends up being. I could continue a Poet here. I'd get a horse with it. And I mean, what else am I gonna do? Is this the best turn I get? Yeah, I mean, this is a good turn though, right? This is turning into a really good turn. Because here's 7. I could take another livery. I could take, Root Cellar, Poet. I could take another bandit camp. Let me take another one of these with 2 horses. I mean, that sounds great, right? Unfortunately, these things are going to go into the, these things that the curses, no, they're not going into the shuffle. Well, not yet anyways. We may see it continue. I'm going to be really happy if I can get over this shuffle without those curses going in. Okay, I'm really happy. Must say. I'm also noticing that Poet draws both horse and spoils, which is kind of, I don't know, notable, interesting. I don't know if it's actually either of those, but let's take a bandit camp. That's kind of a guess, but you know, we're pretty likely to. Actually, we're guaranteed to have enough for continue, right? No doubt there. I do need to score pretty soon, I'm thinking. I'm not actually sure, like, what the next thing to go down is. But like, clearly curses and poets are out, so I am feeling a little bit of pressure. And now I've gotten my curses dumped in, so we better put some decent turns together here to get a lot of horses in the deck. That would be ideal. I don't know what should be coming first. Being real. Let's continue. Passage, sure. Well, maybe I put this like somewhere where it'll actually get drawn, or maybe I just put it to the bottom. I'm going to put it somewhere where it can actually be drawn. Like, there's a council room in there, right? This. Maybe we'll get to a bandit camp. Yeah, that's amazing. My next turn looks like absolute freaking garbage, but this felt good, right? Do I feel the need for a province, or can I just take something like Passage Bandit Camp and be pretty happy with that? Like, getting 6 horses in the deck seems like a good idea. Not drawing well enough for gold mine to mean anything. So maybe we just take another bandit camp or another council room. I'm gonna do another council room. I don't really have a great feel for what I should be doing. And like, it's so not worth continuing off any of this. Like, I'd really like to get through this shuffle, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think I really had an option to not shuffle in the last turn. So we'll just hope that your deck does it for me. Just watching the piles. I'm trying to watch the piles, and like, and you can get up to 4 buys, so potentially you have the ability to really, you know, move through stuff. And I guess continue is actually like even more than that. Yeah, that's a turn. Right. And you can do something like Bandit Camp. Each of these is coming with 2 horses. Bandit Camp, Council Room, or Bandit Camp, Livery. That's looking pretty good. And going into this shuffle, it'll have a lot of horses. Let's see. I think we're pretty committed to not clicking on continue here. I wonder if I should just be like taking a duchy. Like, potentially you have what, 4 buys? So if you have another full turn, I guess you win anyways, but so maybe I shouldn't be playing around that. Probably we should take a council room. Gives me the best chance of drawing. I'm kind of suspecting that you will have that full turn. Yeah. So that's a lot of horses going by for me to be winning here, or for me to not be losing here, I guess more accurately. It ended up being the Coven Curse is like I don't know. I feel like it ended up being the Coven Curses. Maybe the Root Cellar did some good, like a little bit of extra cycling. The Coven Curses are obviously making up the point deficit, but like I was down like a full turn just because I couldn't, make the thing work. This actually might just be provinces. Because, like, if you continue and you don't find a council room, that's kind of bad, right? Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we still need to score. What's new? Passage. Something just needs to go to the bottom, probably a curse. Make your deck work? Sure. I guess it should be livery rather than the council room getting played. We could do a Root Cellar rather than a Secret Passage. I think that's a bit better, maybe. Yeah, look at this deck working. I guess Secret Passage, like, also, notably lowers Secret Passage. This goes to bottom. I am totally not shuffling here, right? No, it's 2 spoils. I'm shuffling. Well, I guess we just take 2 provinces and hope for the best. I don't really see what else there is to do. I mean, I gave you 3 cards, but hopefully that stuff's not good enough to work out. I have fewer horses in my deck this turn even, so that's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, this is definitely getting back to the triple. Yeah, I mean, the curses were impactful. I never got things going. I had the absolutely massive shuffle as once the 5 went in there. I want to say, like, I mean, it was basically having to trigger that shuffle in order to get the big horse turn, that I think really screwed me over. Like, I think we were actually decently even to that point, even, before that. But, clearly after that, you got, like, 2 free turns compared to me, and, that was enough to make it, no doubt like this. And that was that one. You saw Sickness have some impact. I'm not sure how much the Root Cellar or Gold Mine actually did this game, but sometimes they're not like that, and sometimes cards aren't as good as you hope that they're going to be when you're doing previews. So we got to see Poet Sickness, and that was good. So I'll see you all.